What's up, guys? Welcome back to the LOM podcast. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my main channel, Jay Lyons. It will be linked in the description. So thank you if you do that. And if not, enjoy this episode. Peace. We're back, baby. Episode 68, Lion on Main. Welcome back. We're just here, just chilling. Just couple buddies hanging out, having a nice discussion. How are you doing? Yeah, that's right. You can't answer. Very one-sided conversation, I guess we're having. You know, it's okay. You don't have to say anything. Welcome back. Man, you know, now that my short film is over, I just don't have anything to do. I mean, like, I'm doing, like, my regular work and, I'm still cleaning out my room because I'm going to redo the whole thing and all that stuff. And, like, I'm still making videos, but I just feel like I have a lot of extra time. And I kind of do, but I kind of don't. Because it's just like the time I was devoting to my short film is now just taken over by other things I have to do. And so it's like, it cancels out. I don't have any extra time. And I mean, I still have two other classes that I have to do, but they're not like in person. They're like all online. And so I got something due tomorrow. Well, actually, technically today, because this comes out Wednesday. It's due Wednesday. But yeah, I don't even know what it is. I haven't even looked. I just looked at the date because I was so scared. Like it was like 11:30 or something last night or something like that. And I'm like, fuck, is that thing due tonight? Like Monday at 11:59? And I was freaking out. I was like, dog, I don't even know what it is. I've never even looked. And so I went on to Canvas and it's like, no, it's due Wednesday. And I was like, oh, okay. That was it. That's the only thing I looked at. I just looked at when it was due. And then I just closed out Canvas and I just went back to doing whatever it was I was doing. It's probably just like watching YouTube videos, honestly. But yeah, I just, so I got whatever that is due. And then, I don't know, I'm kind of like, I'm a little suspicious right now because there's weirdly not a lot to do in either of my classes, classes I still have. Because usually in the past few weeks, like I would have like 4 or 5 things due for one class and then like 2 or 3 for the other class due in like 1 week, right? And like usually there's shit due Monday, Sunday, Wednesday, sometimes Thursdays and all that. But there's just not anything due this week except for like this one thing from one class. And I'm like, okay, am I missing something? Is my Canvas broken? What's going on? Because all of a sudden, like my African American Humanities class, that's the class that would give every week. It give me like 5 homework assignments due on top of the classwork shit that we have to do, right? And all of a sudden, there's just like nothing due this week. I'm like, yes, something's up. Okay, something is not right. But I don't know. My Canvas seems to be working fine. I don't see anything, so I guess we just have nothing due this week. I mean, we technically had a test that was due Sunday, so I don't know. Maybe this is a decompression week or something. Maybe our teacher is looking out for our mental health. He's like, I've been pushing you guys for the past 6 weeks. You took a massive test Sunday, so I'm gonna give you the week off. You know, you guys get to decompress. You guys get to relax. And if that's the case, thanks, bud. But I seriously doubt it. I think, I don't know. I think my Canvas is broken. That's what I think. I think I'm missing a lot of shit. That's what I'm afraid of. I'm pretty sure I'm missing a ton of assignments. But I can't email him because my man's off on vacation to France. Okay? And I'm like, it must be nice. Because he's like gone for like 2 weeks. I don't want to put all his business on the podcast, but it's just like, he emailed us to let us know, I'm going on vacation for 2 weeks in France, so you can't email me. So As far as I'm concerned, that's public knowledge. Okay. And so, yeah, I'm just like, it must be nice that you can just dip from school when we still have class, Like if this was an in-person class, you'd be screwed because you can't leave. I mean, I guess you technically can, but the school will be pissed because they're like, what the fuck, dude? Class is in session. But it's an online course and all of our lectures are pre-recorded. That I'm pretty sure he recorded back in 2020. And so yeah, he just like he doesn't even give a shit. He's just like, yeah. I mean, dude, he could take the entire summer off, and it wouldn't make any difference because Canvas basically does all the grading for him, for the most part. I mean, there's some things like he gives us written assignments that he would have to grade by hand, but I mean, come on, that's pretty easy, And because I mean, there's only like 12 kids in well, we're not kids. There's 12 students in my class, and there was only 2 classes this semester, and there was only 12 students in the other time as well. So it's just like, at most you got 24 papers to grade. It just that seems pretty fucking easy. That's like one regular class in high school, Just like a normal class of students is like 24, something like that. So, which makes it even crazier that like last week, he's like, I'm behind on 3 weeks of grading, so I'm just going to give you all hundreds on these past 3 assignments. And I'm just like, how the fuck are you backed up 3 weeks in grading? That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. That's literally your entire job for this summer is just grade papers. And you're behind. You don't have to teach because you pre-recorded all your lectures. You don't have to go to the campus and teach in person. I mean, unless you got another class that you got to do or something like that. I don't know. I'm starting to sitting here. I'm starting to realize maybe he's teaching other classes. It's not just African American humanities. So maybe he does have a lot to do, but still, I don't know. I'm just assuming that he only has African American humanities to teach, and he just has these 2 times, 12 students in each session, 24 papers to grade. It's really fucking easy. I mean, I bet he doesn't have any in-person classes. So it's like, all your shit is pre-recorded, dude. Canvas does all the work for you. And you're behind 3 weeks. Yet you have time to go on a 2-week vacation to France. After you were behind 3 weeks in grading, did you stop to think, you're like, okay, well, maybe leaving for literally 2 weeks is probably a bad idea. And it's not like you can grade beforehand. It's not like you can go like, okay, I'm going to be proactive and grade these papers before I leave because we haven't turned shit in. So you can't grade it. I don't know. It must be nice. It must be nice. If I leave for 2 weeks, the teacher would be like, well, screw you. You're getting zeros on everything. And it's like, dude, I wish I can give you a 0 on teaching. I mean, I guess technically you can on like that rate your teacher shit. I don't know. I feel bad doing that, I feel bad when you do like the rate your teacher. I don't want to say bad stuff because like I would feel really shitty if I wrote like a review on a teacher because I had a bad experience in their class, probably just because I couldn't connect to the teacher, and so I didn't learn well from this specific teacher, and then they end up getting fired because of my review. I don't need that on my conscience, man. I don't need that because that's someone's livelihood. Okay, people need a job, and I can't live with myself if I get someone fired, But I mean, that hasn't stopped me from being a little truthful in my reviews. Like, I try not to go too hard, even if I don't like a specific teacher, right? Like, I believe I talked about this situation on a previous episode, but there was one semester I was taking a class, and the teacher, for whatever reason, made a duplicate of the final assignment. And I had already turned my final in before the duplicate was made. And the teacher gave me a 0 on the duplicate. And I emailed, I was like, bruh, this is a duplicate. I turned it in and all that stuff. And she just completely ignored me and gave me a 0 and bumped my grade from an A to a B because I got a 0 on the final or on one of the finals, even though it was the exact same assignment. And so she sent out an email like 2 weeks after the semester, and she's like, oh, be sure to rate me on Rate My Teacher. And I'm like, oh, yeah, you're getting a review all right, because I was heated. But in the moment when I was doing the review, I was like, it's like, oh, man, I feel bad. I don't want to do this. But it's not like I can abstain from doing the Rate My Teacher thing because, like, I literally have to complete it in order to register for the next semester. So I had to give them a review. And so, but I was a little truthful. I was like, okay, she made a mistake. She made a duplicate and then didn't correct my grade on it and doesn't respond well to emails. Okay, but I tried to be nice in other aspects where I'm like, yeah, the projects were fun, I guess. Yes, I learned stuff and all that, but I'm like, damn, what if the administration reads this and they're like, you're not answering your emails? Fired. And then I'm like, damn, that was my fault. Now, probably her whole family is going to go hungry because they don't have money. There's no job. And and that's on me. That's my fault. I got her fired. So yeah, like back in high school, teachers would ask us to do like the Rate My Teacher thing. But I mean, I don't know, like, I don't know how much that goes into like the decision-making process of keeping teachers on. Like, do administration actually look at that? I mean, I guess it would be more so for students to see which teacher is good. But if I'm being honest, unless I'm built different, I never think about doing that because I'm just like, my focus is getting the right class and getting a good time. Okay. Because I don't care. You could have a phenomenal teacher, but if their class is at 7 a.m., I'm not taking it. I'm not getting up for a 7 a.m. class. Are you crazy? I'll take the noon class with the shitty teacher. Thank you very much. So I just never look at those things. But yeah, back in high school, they always encouraged us to do that. But I was like, I mean, most of my teachers, teenagers, high schoolers, we just hate everyone. And so I never had a good experience with a teacher. And so I always was like, you don't want me to rate you. You would get a below 5 stars if that could even be a thing. So yeah, I won't do it. So you're welcome. I did you all a favor. But yeah, in college, like I'm required to do that. Like even in my old school, I was required to do that in order to register for the next semester. When I was up north, they're like, you have to. I'm like, do I? Do I though? Do I have to? Is it for a grade? Also, legally, can you make me do that? I don't know. Can the school do that? Make you rate a teacher in order to sign up for another semester? That seems kind of fucked. Now that I think about it, it's like, it's not for a grade. Why do I need to do that? I don't know. I don't know why you would want to make it a requirement because honestly, if I was a teacher, I'd be afraid that every single student would think I suck. And so I'm like, do not rate me unless you're going to say something good. Okay? I'm absolutely do not. I wouldn't even tell them because I bet people who have a good experience will be the ones that would go out looking for that. They're like, dude, I got to tell people how great this teacher is. And so they go on the Rate My Teacher and they put in a good review. So I just wouldn't even say anything because the good students, they'll find it on their own. The bad students would be like, fuck that teacher and move on. So yeah, if I was a teacher, no, don't even tell them. Rate My Teacher. What site is that? I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm pretty sure that site is made up. Don't even bother looking it up to see if it's real or not. Don't even bother. It's fake. Trust me. I would know. I looked it up, because I'm a teacher, but it's not real. It's fake. Don't do it. But yeah, I guess, and also I don't know if it's like a new thing. I don't know if it changed. Like, I don't know if like after I graduated high school and went off to college, they decided, you know what, we're going to start making this rate my teacher thing a requirement because like no one's doing it. Or if that's just always been a thing. College is always like a requirement, and then high school is always like encouraged. But yeah, I hate doing it because like the review is so long. Why can't I just say give the teacher 5 stars or 0 stars or 1 star, whatever. And then if you want, write a description about your experience. Because then I would just be like, okay, 5 stars, move on, whatever. I don't care. 5 stars. I won't even write anything. But no, like you have to answer like 20 questions. And they're like, how is the communication? I don't care. I'm like, honestly, I go into each class hoping that I never have to email my teacher. That would be a dream come true. I mean, that never happens. I always have to email the teacher for something, whether for help or to fix something or whatever, or to ask a question. I don't know. But I would love to just like sign up for a class, just take the class, get my grade, and get out. I don't care about the communication. But I guess since I always have to communicate with them, probably seeing if they're good at emailing is probably a good thing. So I don't know, maybe I should utilize that site more often. But like I said, I don't think about it. I don't think about it because like I said, I'm just looking, my top priority is time. I want to get a good class time. Like my first semester, I wanted to take the audio production class, but I didn't realize this at the time. When I went to sign up, there was only like a night class. And I was like, yeah, I'm not taking a night class. It was like from 6 to 9 p.m. And I'm like, I'm not fucking doing that. Little did I know that's the only time it's available. And so the next semester I had to take it. And I was like, okay, that's fine, I guess. But I don't want to take a night class. I like when I was up north taking classes, I would always try to get my classes to end at 4. I think there was one time where one of my classes actually ended at 5. But we usually got out early for that class, so it wasn't a big deal. But my roommate, he would have a class at like 8, and it would go to 10. And I'm like, jeez, dude, what the fuck? That's insane. That's like my ice cream time, because there was like a shop right down the street from campus, and I would just go and get ice cream, and like I would eat it every night before I go to bed because I was a fat piece of shit. I loved eating ice cream, and but yeah, so like that was like my ice cream time, and he would have like a 8 to 10 class, pretty much like every day, every night, like even on Fridays, and I was like, fuck, dude. That sucks. Imagine taking a class on Friday night. Wednesday nights, Monday nights, like, yeah, it sucks that you got a late class, but like, who the fuck is partying on a Monday night? So like, it's not like you're missing much. But on a Friday night, god damn, dude. I don't know how he survived without like going through FOMO every Friday. I'd be in class, and like 15 minutes in, I'll be like, what the fuck are my friends doing right now? What am I doing right now? They're probably out drinking, having a good time, and I'm sitting here doing calculus. What the fuck am I doing with my life? Why am I taking calculus at 8 o'clock at night? Why am I doing that? Why did I choose this class? I don't know why he chose it. Actually, no, I think it... Okay, so he didn't choose it purposely. There was actually, I think it was like our second semester. It was like a spring semester, and we're in our dorm, and the registration was opening at like 10 p.m. that night to register for the spring semester. And you had to get in quick because it was a small school, and like the classrooms were only so big, and there was only so many classes and class times available and all that stuff. So you had to get in fucking quick, or you just weren't taking that class. Like it would fill up fast. Okay, period. And so the trick was You could put all the classes you want into your shopping cart, and then when 10 o'clock rolls around and the registration opens, you can just click register, and then it will load and it'll register all the classes that are in your cart, right? So you could be like real fast. So you can literally register within the first minute of registration being open. So yeah, I remember I was at my computer, I was at my desk, and I was playing a game. I was passing the time waiting for registration to open. I had two monitors, so I had the registration open on one monitor and I'm playing my game on the other. And I'm just passing the time. And my roommate, he's on his bed. And at like 10 minutes before 10 rolled around, he goes over to his desk and he picks up his laptop. And I was going to remind him that registration was opening at 10. But when I saw him get his laptop, I assumed, oh, he's getting ready to register. So I was just like, he's got it. He's on it. Whatever. So, I pause my game. I go over to register and I'm ready to click that register button right when 10 rolls around. And so 10 hits and, you have to refresh the page to show that it's unlocked. And so I refresh it and it takes forever to load because literally everyone's reloading that same website because everyone's trying to register at the same time because we all know if you're not in the first minute, you're fucked. But it finally loads. I click register. It takes forever to load, but I got all my classes and I was like, okay, good. Now, this whole time, I'm thinking my roommate's doing this too on his laptop. And he's like sitting on his bed. And so I register. I'm like, good. We're good to go. Log out. Go back to my game. And I'm playing. And it's like 10:45. And my roommate's like, holy shit, registration was tonight, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, I completely forgot. And I'm like, are you serious? You forgot? I thought that's why you got your laptop. And he's like, no, I got my laptop because I wanted to watch a movie or something like that. And he's like, oh, fuck, I hope that my classes are still available. He logs in. Every single class that he had in his cart was booked, full. No seats left. And I just started dying laughing. I'm like, dude, because this guy was known for bad luck, okay? And so I'm laughing because I'm like, dude, of course this would happen to you. The king of bad luck. And so he's like looking for classes and pretty much everything is gone. And of course, he's a part of like the most popular major. He was like in the business major, right? Literally like half the school was all part of that major. And they don't have enough teachers, they don't have enough classes, they don't have enough times to hold all the students that are registered in that major. I don't know how that works. But yeah, so he had to find some random ass classes just so he can become a full-time student because he was only able to get some of his required classes because the rest of them were just booked. There was no times left at all. And yeah, he got like crazy ass times. Like he got classes at like 7 and 8 and shit like that on some days. And then like noon. And then, like I said, he had that one night class from like 8 to 10. And I think one night he had a class that went from like 6 to like 7:45 or something like that. And then he had the 8 to 10 class. I'm like, dude, that sucks. That's a lot of class. But yeah, I was dying laughing the whole time. I got like, this is back when I had Snapchat and I'm like taking snaps of this dude, putting it on my story because I'm just like, everyone's got to make fun of this dude. All in good fun though. He was laughing too, but he was also pissed that he lost all his classes. And so he was a big Ovaltine dude. So he had this jar of Ovaltine. I don't know if you know, but Ovaltine is chocolate milk essentially. And so it comes in like a can of powder and then you drop it in the milk and you stir it up and it becomes chocolate milk. Anyways, so yeah, so he loves Ovaltine. So he had this jar of Ovaltine and he got his milk out and he was a nice dude. So he's like, do you want a glass? Cause I need a drink. And I'm like, yeah, sure. I'll take a glass of chocolate milk. And then, when he's trying to open his Ovaltine, it like the lid pops off and he like drops the can and chocolate powder goes all over the place, and I just start dying laughing more, and I'm like, dude, that fucking sucks. This is just not your night, man. But yeah, I helped him clean it up because, I'm not a dick. Also, I like having a clean dorm, so I was behooved to clean it. So yeah, we cleaned it up. There was still enough Ovaltine in the can left for us to make our drinks, and so yeah. But that was a fun semester. But yeah, I felt so bad for him. I was like, dude, an 8 to 10 class couldn't be me, man. I was upset taking my my 6 to 9 class. I think it was last semester. And that got out early. Like usually we would get out at 7 or 7:30. I mean, you could leave at that time because that's when the lecture ended, and the rest of the time was devoted to you doing your personal work. But not to say the class was easy, but I was pretty good in the class, so I was like, I didn't need all that extra time to do the work. And I don't know why I'm like flexing on you guys on how fast I could do audio production, but I don't know. I just thought I had to explain myself. But yeah, dude, I hate night classes and early morning classes. There's like some people who are like, I mean, okay, so I did like ending class as early as possible because afternoons is really where it's at. But I also don't want to have super early classes. I think the earliest class I ever took was like a 9 a.m. class. And that wasn't that bad because, I would have my alarm go off at 6:30. I wouldn't actually get out of bed at that time. I got to have time to just lay in my bed and do nothing, or go on my phone, do social media for like 30 minutes before I actually get out of bed. But yeah, I was able to take my time in the morning, get up, relax, take my shower, eat my breakfast, and still make it to class on time. And like, I'm ready to go, and I would try to get my classes to end like at 4 because that just seemed like a good time for classes to end. And usually I got it, which was good. I think one time I had an 8 a.m. class. So I take it back. 8 a.m. was the earliest class I ever had. And that sucked. I hated having an 8 a.m. class. 9 was good. 8 sucks. And it's only an hour earlier. But I'm telling you, dude, that extra hour makes a whole hell of a lot of difference. It was 9 a.m. is so much better than 8. Yeah, there's people I talk to that they would want to take 7 and 8 a.m. classes and like they'll be done by noon or 1 o'clock. And I'm like, yeah, I guess that's nice, but like, who the fuck is not having class at like 1 or 2 or 3? Usually 4 and 5 was when most people were actually finished with class for the most part. So it's like, I didn't have a problem ending my class at 4 because that's when everyone else was. So it's like, even if I ended at 1, I call up my buddies and be like, yo, you guys want to do something? And they're like, I'm in class until 4. And so it's like, what's the point in ending early? Or what's the point in ending that early, I should say. So, yeah. That was usually my my class picks. But yeah, this now at this other school, I have a lot of online courses, so I only usually have like 2 in-person classes each semester, and those usually are from like 12 to 4, so that's good. Still ending at the same time. I got the whole ass morning off, which is fucking nice. But usually I would go in early. I'd usually get there by 9 to do work before class started, so I was doing work in the morning. It's not like I was totally chill in the morning, but it's nice to have that option to be like, if I don't want to go in the lab this morning, I don't have to. Because I'm not required to be there until 12. So, anyways, we're coming up on 30 minutes. So that's going to wrap up the episode here. Whatever you guys are listening to this on, make sure to like, subscribe, and follow, and leave a review. All that really helps me out a lot. Follow me on social media at RealJLines and at Lion on Main on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Subscribe to my main channel. J Lines will be linked in the description, so you can check that out. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Love you. I don't know. Do I?